Now, as we're getting through OTAs, there's a couple rookies, one in particular that I think could mean oh so much to your Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024 and potentially make a absolute monster impact in more ways than one. Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. Let's dive in here on a Friday. I appreciate you all for stopping through. Let's dive into the Pittsburgh Steelers news of the day, in my opinion. And that is looking at a position group in which a lot of people think that the Pittsburgh Steelers need some help. You saw them add a depth piece in Perrine yesterday from the Chiefs, and I understand what people were talking about when they say, maybe they should have did something else. But be patient, because I think the Steelers still have the ability to go out there and take care of a position group that I feel like means the absolute most in terms of that could hurt you really bad or, help you a hell of a lot here in 2024. And I think that's the wide receiver room. And I want to talk about one rookie in particular, and that's Roman Wilson. I'm sure you guessed it here in the intro of who I was going to talk about. And I want to talk about why I think Roman Wilson could really potentially be a guy that really, really helps this football team. And I think his OTA performance so far and the way he carries himself on that football field and in the media, I think is very encouraging. And I think when you look at Roman Wilson, a guy that could play every position, X, Z, whatever, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. He could play them all, guys. He could play them all. And I really think that. And I know he hasn't had a chance to prove that inside of a football helmet in the NFL just yet. But I like the way he works. And you look back through the years at what Steeler wide receivers that were really successful in this style of offense. At least the basic parts of this offense. And that were guys like a Santonio Holmes that wore number 10 like Roman. Guys like a Hines Ward. Those types of guys that work hard every play are the type of guys that you're going to be looking for here in 2024 because I think that's going to matter the most. And you look at the long lineage of people that wear number 10. Well, at least a couple guys that pop into my head. Martavius Bryant and Santonio Holmes, a former Super Bowl MVP. I hope some of that luck rubs off on Roman Wilson because those guys really were successful as a Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. So let's continue, though, here with what I think Roman Wilson needs to do and what he can do to be successful in this Arthur Smith offense. I think, one, you're going to have to give it 100,000% every single play, man. And you can't take any plays off. And in particular, when you look at a guy that they just traded off in Deontay Johnson for Dante Jackson from the Carolina Panthers, let's look at what he did. I think if the ball wasn't coming to him, I feel like he wasn't going 1,000%. And if you're in an Arthur Smith run-heavy, run-centric type offense with the focus on the run, I think as a wide receiver, you have to really sell the pass every down, whether it's a run or a pass. You have to sell it every time. Because why? You want to get those defenders on their heels. You want to get those defenders backpedaling. You want to get them thinking, this is a pass play. Even if it's a run play, that now makes your run block a whole hell of a lot easier. Why? Because you got these guys moving backwards, moving laterally. You got them on their toes, on their heels. You got them backpedaling. And that is where it's going to make your block a whole hell of a lot easier. Because now, once you decide that now it's time to block, once you get them moving in the direction that you want, not having to exert any real energy, any real force, now you turn into them, which makes your run block a whole hell of a lot simpler and allows you to seal those edges. Because as a wide receiver, yes, you want to come off the line sometimes and block. It depends on where your blocking assignment is, but 9 times out of 10 as a receiver, you want to carry your guy down the field a little bit. You're the guy that's going to be sealing people off in the second level. That's where your job really is, especially at the beginning parts of a run play. You want to be the guy that helps get that second level sealed and allow those linemen to work toward, yet a third level. That's what you want. You want to allow that flow. Linemen start, they seal. Wide receivers, they hit, they seal. Now the linemen are coming down the field and sealing again. That's how those run plays are successful, at least in my eyes when I watch tape. That's how a really true successful run play is. especially in an offense to where, people may load up the box because they think you're going to run a bunch. So you got to make sure that you sell every fake every time. You got to make sure if you're a wide receiver, you sell it every time. And you can't take a play off. And I think when you look at Roman Wilson and you hear him talk, I think that's the type of guy you're going to get here. A guy that's never going to take a day off, never take a play off. He seems like he just cares about what the team has in front of it. He just cares about the team winning. He doesn't care what he's going to do. He doesn't want to hear about the individual accolades, the individual stats. Those will come, and the smart wide receivers need to realize that, guys. Yes, you hear this bullshit of, the wide receiver is a diva position. Okay, I get that. But good wide receivers, guys that are going to be Hall of Fame type wide receivers, understand what you need to do in order to be successful. And that is never take a play off. Sell yourself every single play. Make yourself stand out every single play. You want to be the guy that matters. You want, when they turn on that tape after the weekend on Monday morning and they turn on that tape and they're looking at it, they want to say, damn, there was 10, did it again. Never took a play off, hustling every play. That's what you want to hear if you're Roman Wilson. That's what you want this coaching staff to say to you whenever you're Roman Wilson. You want to hear that. And what is that going to do for the confidence of the quarterbacks? What's that going to do for the confidence of the offensive coordinator in you, Roman Wilson? That is going to make it big, and they are going to want to come to you then. They're going to want to figure ways out to keep you incorporated into the offense. And that's only going to spell good things, guys. Because, yes, this wide receiver room lacks a true number 2 right now. Could Roman Wilson be that guy eventually? Yes. But in his rookie year, I'd prefer him to be a 3. I'd prefer him to be a guy that can watch, a veteran guy like a George Pickens. Yes, he's a veteran now. He's been in the league a few years. I want to see him maybe even be able to watch another veteran, a guy that's a high value target, and watch how they work. And then come in and do some of those things and really, come in and be special in special moments and not have the weight of the offense on you right away as a rookie. Allow that role to develop as you move through the season. And if it does, maybe you brought a wide receiver in on a 1-year deal to where maybe now when Roman, succeeds, you don't have to re-sign him. You don't have to bust your ass to do that. You could just re-sign GP and call it a day, or pick which one was better, GP or the guy you brought in, and go with it. I mean, it gives you options. And I think we've always talked about that, and I think you know me by now. Omar Khan has options. He keeps himself in options. He doesn't never limit himself, and he doesn't never back himself into a corner. And I don't believe he's done that in this wide receiver room just yet, because I think there are still big opportunities out there in order to make this work and be successful and find the right guy. I think he still has those opportunities. And I know it's very frustrating because it hasn't happened right now. We are in that type of right now type society, instant gratification type society. You don't need that here. You need to be patient, and you need to continue to just let the process unfold. That's where I think we're, a little bit overlooking of what Omar Khan does and how he runs his business down there in terms of roster management and how he's building this team. But again, guys, Roman Wilson could be really successful. I think he's going to be a quality run blocker. I think he just gives enough energy. I know he's not a huge guy, but I think he works hard enough that he will be pretty successful in it. And I think he'll be willing to sacrifice himself at any moment to throw a key block, to spring a Jalen Warren, to spring a Najee Harris on a big run. You look at a Najee Harris now that's trimmed down a lot more. I would probably like to see him, and I think we will see him, have some more explosive longer distance runs this season. Now that he's slimmed down a little bit, I still think he'll be that pound guy, that just crushes that defensive front. But I think with the loss of weight a little bit, I think he'll be able to explode and get to that third level more often than we saw him in the past, and be successful at that. But I think, guys, if you're looking for wide receiver talent and you're looking for somebody special in 2024 and a guy that could really pay monster dividends to your Steelers for the roster and be a rookie that really contributes big time, I think that could be Roman Wilson. I really, truly do. And some may say, could he win a Rookie of the Year award? That's probably a quarterback. Any rookie quarterback that does good, they'll be rookie of the year. That's just how that goes, but it is what it is. But yeah, Roman Wilson could have a big, big season, guys, and I want you guys to pay attention to how he continues to grow because, maybe he stalls out here as we get toward camp once the pads get on. But continue to watch him, guys, because it's going to be a very important thing. I think he should be a number 3 type guy going into the season. I think that would benefit him well. But if the Steelers have to, Roman Wilson, I think, could still succeed as the number 2 as a rookie. I think he could. So I don't think you're in as desperate of situation as maybe we think. But yet you have to add somebody. I understand that because one injury and you're in real trouble because you have a lot of 4s and 5s in that room. Unless you have an emergence of Calvin Austin, unless he emerges, which, hopefully that happens. A good dude. Hopefully he succeeds. But yes, I think Roman Wilson could be a real high quality pick and end up being talked about after the season as one of those special picks that the Pittsburgh Steelers made in the 2024 season. So, all right, guys, let's get off of that. Let's move forward here. Let's wrap up the show. Again, guys, I appreciate you all for stopping through here on a Friday. We'll be back tonight with Steel City Live here on Mic Drop Sports to dive into yet another live show. You guys have been awesome in your response to those shows. So let's continue to get that going. But don't forget, whenever I share those videos before the live kicks off, make sure that you share that on your social media pages and let people know, hey, this is what we're doing over here on the in the community of Mic Drop Sports, and bring more people in and have them join our conversation. Yeah, I think it's just fun. The more and more people we have, the more fun we have because we have more differing ideas, more conversation, and it just gets better and better and better. So let's continue to do that. And make sure you hit that like button before you leave this video today. And make sure if you're new, subscribe. If you made it this far, subscribe to the damn channel because you evidently liked it. And then join us tonight for Steel City Live, one of the only channels on YouTube that I could guarantee you makes a very conscious effort to answer all the live chat questions, and we really do. Now, sometimes we miss some, but we really bust our ass to make sure we involve you, the fan, you, Steeler Nation, inside of the conversation. So, until tonight, for Steel City Live, I'm Jason. This is Mic Drop Sports. Peace.